Hello everyone, my name is Korosh Erfani and I would like to start the presentation of a set of videos that will talk about Infinitylogy. Infinitylogy is the fundamental element of a philosophical theory called infinitism that you can find in this book, Infinitism, How to Make Infinity Your Philosophy for Life. And the main idea of infinitism is if we combine the infinite structure of matter with the infinite creativity of human being, we can get the infinite resources we need for constructing a better civilization. So that's the main idea. But the question is the structure of matter really infinite? Can we believe in the fact that the matter and the material universe has a structure with this capacity of giving us everything? We believe yes. In infinitism, we say yes. We say that in the matter, what we have is the infinite number of the components and infinite number of the interrelations between these components. So if you combine that, you arrive to the presence, to the material presence of infinity in this structure that constitutes everything that we call matter, but we use the term like the universe, the existence, the world, nature, and so on, but everything is made of matter, without any exception. Now, why we believe that the structure of matter is infinite? Because if you look at the human history, you can see that our view, our understanding of the materiality had been changed in function of what we had as the level of knowledge, level of information about the universe, about the nature, about the things, right? So depending on the level of our knowledge, we had a given understanding, we had a given view on what was the effective structure of matter. And we can see that with the advancement and progress in science, technology, we have a better idea of from what the matter is made of, from what the matter is constructed. So, for example, there was a time we thought that everything is made of atom, right? The atoms were the most fundamental elements of the matter in the mind of the human being at a given moment. A bit later, we saw that the atoms are themselves composed of the electron, proton, neutron, and then when we go further and further, we arrive to the current time, we discovered even other elementary components of the matter, right? So if you look for the structure of the matter, you can see that there are more and more progress. As you can see, for example, here, we started with a general idea about the matter with the molecules, for example, and then atoms. And then we saw that in the atoms are effectively a nucleus, and this nucleus is composed of protons, neutrons, for example, that we call nucleons, And we are going, now with more and more information, with more possibility, theories and tools, right? This is what we need to produce knowledge, to produce more and more scientific data about how the universe is running and what the universe is made of. And now, for example, we are talking about something even smaller called quark, right? And we try to understand how the quarks are, for example, acting or behaving in a given situation, right? And then the question is what the quarks are made of. And the idea of the infinitism is very simple. These discoveries, these consecutive discoveries can go forever. As long as we have someone on the earth called human being, the mankind, as long as we don't wipe out our civilization by our actions, the climate change or wars, the atomic wars or something, as long as we are operating on the earth with a degree of civilization, with the continuation of our current civilization, it's for sure that we will have more and more knowledge about the structure of matter. And the idea of infinitism is very simple, that as we are going deeper and deeper, we will know this structure better and better. And then if we can develop the tools, the necessary tools for changing the different levels of structure of matter, we can change the nature, the substance of the matter, which means that we can intervene in the most fundamental constitution of the matter, the most fundamental levels of the substance of the matter. And we know that when we say the most, it's not really any limit for that, which means that in 1,000 years, in 2,000 years, if we are there, there would be another levels of these elementary components of the matter that we can discover. And then if we have the tools, if we have the technology for, we can do anything we want with these elements, these components. So it's a question of the theory. We need a theoretical framework for that. We need the knowledge. We need the tools. And by combining them, we have the ability to explore the infinity of the matter. That's the idea of the infinitism. Which means that we don't need to have a lot of actions and quantity of different materials to build up what we have as the the tools, the furnitures, the buildings, and anything that we have to we are producing and we are using. No, we don't need to consume and to use all these resources to arrive to get all of these productions. What we need, we have millions and millions of products on the earth, but we don't need really to take the most basic, the most primitive way to produce something, to get a product done. We can act more intelligently. And the idea of infinitism, that if we can go in a deeper level of intervention, of action, then we will have a new possibility of production. And then by using this, this level of science, this level of knowledge, this level of technology, we can effectively get a lot of things done, produced, without having consumed, without having depleted all the natural resources that we have. So that's why the infinitism says us that we can have another civilization, another kind of civilization, another level of civilization. That's what we have as a civilization right now, is the heritage of our just starting point of the history, of the human history. But now, with what we call the Infinitylogy, which means getting knowledge about the infinity in order to use that, in order to apply that, we can go, we can start a new journey. We can start to build up a new civilization. So that's why infinitism invites everyone to rethink about the existence, about the matter, about the universe, based on a very simple concept, the concept of infinity. The concept of infinity brings us, in a new framework where we can see the things differently. The most basic motto of infinitism is that everything is infinite or is not. And you can see that by this approach, we can be free finally from this very basic and primitive method of production, right? And arrive to another approach where the production doesn't mean using all of the resources that we have on the earth in order to get something done. No, we can effectively go through this complex structure, find the levels, the zones, the segments where there are the possibility to intervene, to change, to alter the structure of matter, and then to get effectively what we want. Which means to change effectively the causal chains, that produce these or that matter, these or that, for example, minerals, or the things like the fossil fuels, for example. So all of this is possible if we have this worldview, this vision, this view on the structure of matter. And it's possible to do so by just using the concept of infinity. So that's why we suggested the idea of the infinitism that is telling us that, guys, you don't need to deplete and degrade and destroy the earth for getting the different products. There are the more intelligent ways to do so, and the Infinitylogy is there to help us to create what is necessary on the theoretical aspect, and also the practical one, one with the science, another with the technology, in order to get it done. And all of these needed a basis, and the basis was the philosophy. That's why the infinitism presents itself as a philosophical theory, a philosophical theory that makes possible the production of sciences and also providing the technologies in order to get them combined, and then we can have the possibility and the chance, the opportunity to create a new civilization. And that civilization we are talking about is able to interact with the whole universe differently. We are now just like the, I don't know, the little worms, trying to do something, but we are still prisoner of our primitive concept of the caveman, the idea of the scarcity, the idea that the things are, limited, the resources are limited, so that we have to kill each other, we have to exploit each other in order to get these limited resources. While infinitism says that it's wrong, it's a completely wrong idea. We can have everything we want, as much as we want, as many as we want, but we have just to try to find these infinite possibilities in the matter. That's the idea. I will continue this discussion in the future videos. I hope that you enjoyed that. I encourage you to visit our website, www.infinitylogy.com, and also www.infinitism.info. Thank you very much for watching this video.